This week's Courtside Chats takes me to Bentonville High School, where I sat down with the lone senior on the roster, Quinn Hosley. Now, the game of basketball didn't come naturally to him. He's had to work really hard to get to where he is right now. He's also a baseball player and a football player, but he told me that basketball is the perfect mix of both mental and physical, and he would love to be able to be a part of the team that gives Bentonville their first state championship. I hope you enjoy my conversation in this week's Courtside Chats with Quinn Hosley. Hey guys, here with Senior Quinn Hosley, and Bentonville basketball off to a great start. So I want to talk about the season, but let's also talk about you first. When do you remember picking up a basketball?
I remember when I was really young, probably 5 years old.
Okay.
My parents had a friend who played high D2 ball in Colorado, which is where I grew up, and he was putting together a team. So me and my little brother played together. We were talking about it the other day. It was just terrible basketball. That's the first time I remember is being around the game. So yeah. It's been a while.
And so then at what point, if that was terrible basketball, at what point you're like, okay, maybe I'm not so terrible and I could play this for real?
That's really recent. I'd take a 7th grade. My teams growing up were always awful. Basketball was never the emphasis for me or most of my teammates. We were all football players and just playing basketball. But when I got to Lincoln Junior High, I had a couple of great coaches that pretty much put the love for the game in there and in me. And being around it there and being around my teammates and my coaches just really made me love the sport and made me realize that it was something that I wanted to do through high school.
Was it something specific about the game, maybe, that you realized you're like, you know what, like this feels like me?
Yeah. Well, I love the mix.
Mm-hmm.
Like I play football and I play baseball. I still play baseball, but to me, like basketball is a perfect mix between like mental and physical, right? I'm a pitcher. So that's all mental, right? Like it's just me versus the other person. But I just something really awesome about just 5-on-5, just out there with 4 of the teammates. Everything else is kind of irrelevant. And it was just something like just the way it's played just really speaks to me in a way.
So we were talking before we got started. You moved here from Colorado in 6th grade. So 7th grade is like, okay, I actually like this basketball thing. How is your skill set and how has your game progressed since then to where you are right now as a senior?
Yeah. Just working on my actual game. Like when I moved in, I could not shoot or score for anything. And I was surely in there for hustle and effort, which my coaches can tell you, but just kind of working on the finer things, right? Because, at this level, you have to do more than one thing to be successful. So I spent a lot of time in the gym working on my jumper and working on like ball handling a little bit, but things that I'm going to do in game, which is really, really benefited me to where I am now. So more dimensions to my game.
I want to dive a little bit more into that because I think sometimes when people think about basketball, you either have it or you don't. You're skilled or you're not. But so much, like you said, is hard work and just dedicating to the craft. How much work did it take to really get your shooting down and to get a style? You're like, okay, this works for me. And now I started to put these pieces together.
It took a lot of time. Probably 2 hours a day before my sophomore year was when I really started to I started to love the process in my sophomore year. Over summer, 2 hours a day. And then a lot of time was spent just watching games too. That was a huge help for me. I'm a big basketball fan, but not just playing, right? I watch people. I watch the NBA. I watch college, and that gave me kind of an insight into what's needed. So watching these games, watching the best players in the world play every day was huge for me to just see what needed to be done, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask you, who were you watching? Like, who did you pull from when you watched them play?
My favorite player is Reggie Miller. I never saw him play live, but watching all the videos, I love watching him play.
I love the throwback.
Yeah. I wear 31 because of Reggie Miller, but just like everything about him, like, 3-point specialist, right? It's like 5th all time in threes right now. And he's had some about it, a little bit of swagger. He would talk at you, but yeah, I watched a lot of clips on him, all the documentaries and stuff, and like watching him was like that's what I want to be. It's really cool.
So now as a senior, your role as a leader on this team, you're the only senior on this team.
when you came into the season, what were your goals for yourself, but also as a team, knowing the responsibility that you hold?
We had a bunch of new transfers come in, and my goal was to win a state championship. Kind of my mindset going in was my 3 best friends quit. There was 4 of us last year. Now I'm the only one. They all quit. So this has to be worth it. So I tried to be a very vocal leader, which I wasn't very good at to start. So now I'm trying to be a more vocal leader. And I want this team to go as far as possible. And however I can do that is how I want to do it. So whether that's I'm shooting 10 shots a game or whether that's I'm sitting on a bench where it's out. This team, I think we have a chance to do something really, really special. And I'm really happy to be a part of it. I'm happy to be a big part of it. So we want to win a state championship. I want to win a state championship over after it.
I know how important the Bentonville logo, right, the Tiger logo means to you. You get guys in that weren't here before. So how do you get them to kind of buy into what Bentonville basketball is?
What's nice, good or bad, is with Coach Pete coming in last year and we had 6 seniors, this is a completely new team and essentially a completely new logo. So we had to build from the ground up, but we were able to establish that from the beginning. We didn't have to bring them into a program. We were starting a new program right now. And there's not a lot of us from last year. There's only 3 guys from last year's varsity roster. But we are all bought in. And so that the work ethic carried over, but the program's completely different. So getting these guys to buy in to the program that already existed is just not what we're having to do. It's nice. And so we're building this program. We're building like the love for the logo. We're protecting the brand in a completely new way to last year.
Yeah, and it almost kind of allows you to give your own stamp on it as well. Absolutely. Handful of games in. The month of December is so much about showcases and tournaments and just getting to know your team as an identity. How have you guys been able to gel on the court so far?
Yeah, we are very, very well-rounded as a team. We have guys that can score the ball. We have guys that can get shots for other people as well. So I think what was harder over summer and over the off season was the fact that we weren't playing a common opponent. So it was hard to see there for a while that what we have on the court is so broad and so special that we're gonna be dangerous. We're seeing glimpses of it early. We're still making mistakes. Obviously, we're a really young team, but the level that we're playing at right now is showing what we're going to be later. Like, we're not a finished product, and we won't be until hopefully March. So where we are now is up like just a small glimpse into where we're going to be, which is awesome to see.
Yeah, I kind of think with the way that you're talking, as a senior, you've been on this team for full years. This just feels different than years past.
Yeah. This is the first team that I felt I felt a part of. If that makes sense. The class ahead of me loved all those guys. They were so tight that there didn't really feel like there was a lot of gaps to fill. If that makes sense. So this is the first year that's felt like my team. Like, I've been on the team, and I love this school, I love this program, all these things, but this is the first time it's felt like my team. And I just love it. I don't know. This is definitely where I feel like I'm going to make my mark. And we are going to make our mark as a team. Is that banner is empty. You know, we don't have any state championships. We have 2 state finals appearances. Only a handful of conference championships. Like, this team, like, I feel like is got to fill that up. And I'm very, very happy to be part of it.
Have you had this? I mean, I'm sure you've had those conversations with Coach Mendington about just like, this is my vision, and kind of almost aligning that vision with what he's bringing to the table.
Yeah. Our visions, we've talked a lot. I'm the only senior, and we've talked a lot about leadership and growth and all these things. And so we've kind of aligned our visions. He knows what it takes to win a state championship, and he's pouring that into us. We have never won anything more than to fill that bear. Yeah, so we've aligned our visions and our goals. And the entire team is so bought in to the logo, the brand, and what we're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, very unselfish. So with that being said, what would it mean to you to be a leader and a part of a team that finally puts a year on that banner?
It would mean the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never wanted anything more, to be honest. Like, it's gonna be worth it. And all the work and all the hours and stuff, it's very important to me. And my teammates see how important it is to me because I've been here for 4 years. And it's important to them because they're the future, if that makes sense. They have extra years, I don't. So this is like last stand, but hopefully I want to be on the team that establishes the program as what we want it to be. They get a couple more years. They're going to play for this program. I want to be on the team and establishes it.
Appreciate the time from Quinn Hosley in this week's Courtside Chats. Now, remember to follow us on social media. That is Instagram, X, TikTok, and Facebook for all of the latest action, game highlights, interviews, all access stuff from games around the state and teams around the state, as well as sign up for our newsletter at varsityvibearkansas.com and subscribe to the podcast and the YouTube channel. Thank you so much to our sponsors here at Varsity Vibe. We could not do what we do without them, so a very special thank you to them. Enjoy your Friday, enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you on Monday.